Hello, my creative friends. I'm Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. I am here with a very special blog hop and some exciting news. My friend Catherine Pooler has put together a very special collection of friendship stamps and dies and stencils and things that all go together and put her stamp of approval on it. And it is being released this week. So in honor of this new release, she has asked some of the designers on her design team, including me, to test out this product and then put it on our blogs. And so today we are having a blog hop, but really all week long you will be able to see inspiration from the products in this box. Now this box is exclusive. Catherine worked with different stamp companies and helped design and create many of the products in the box. And you can't find them anywhere else. They're going to be released later in 2016 from the different companies. But for right now, the only way you can get it is to get that stamp of approval box. I will have links on my blog and down below if you're watching on YouTube, so you can go check it out. We are doing a blog hop today, and if you leave a comment on each of the different stops along the way of the blog hop, you will have a chance to win one of those stamp of approval boxes. As I've been talking, we've been scrolling through some of the samples that will be included in the PDF that also comes with the box. And here is a collection of the cards that I have on my blog this week. So if you're interested in seeing any of those, make sure you head on over to my blog and check them out. So let's get to the card. It took me long enough to get to the point. I have here just a piece of scrap paper, and I took a little bit of snail adhesive and put it down on my paper. Then I just used my fingers to take up some of the tackiness, because all I really want to do is to keep that piece of cardstock. It's Whisper White Thick cardstock from Stampin' Up. I just want to keep it in place as I do my sponging and stenciling. The first color I'm going to sponge on is Stampin' Up's Pool Party, and I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Distress tool. What I like to do is start off on my piece of scrap paper and kind of blot off some of the excess ink, and then move my blending tool onto my cardstock to get a nice, smooth, even covering, in theory. Now, you're going to see here in a second, I'm going to go to my second color, which is Bermuda Bay by Stampin' Up. And this is a really juicy pad. And as you see, I didn't quite get enough off onto my scrap paper. And so I have these really obvious circles. It's like the sponge of the Distress tool turned into a stamp. But that's okay. It's going to look like a hot mess right now, and it does. But in the end, you won't even be able to see it, and it'll just add some texture. So if you struggle with sponging, this technique is for you. You're going to love this because it turns out beautiful in the end. You just got to trust me and stick with it. Okay, so here I have Cracked Pistachio. This is a Tim Holtz Distress ink. And yes, Distress ink works really well with Stampin' Up inks. They're both dye inks. And you can get often a smoother blending with the Distress inks, but really I've had about the same luck with both. If I've got really juicy pads and really dark inks, I tend to get those circles that you see there. And with the lighter colors, I get a much smoother blend. All right, so now this is a new stencil, and it is in the friendship box. It's called Pattern of the Rings by Winnie and Walter, and I love that name. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings, which is really popular in my household with teenage boys. What I have here is I believe it's micropore tape. It's what you use when you're kind of bandaging up an arm, but you can use Post-it note tape, painter's tape, washi tape, anything to just kind of hold your stencil in place. And now I'm going to take some translucent embossing paste from Wendy Becky. It's a clear embossing paste, and when it dries, it just becomes shiny, and you can see right through it. It's kind of really cool. And with the colors that I chose here, it's almost like bubbles in water. So I just used this little spreader and spread it evenly over my stencil. And once I have it the way I like it, I'm going to peel off the stencil and just set it aside to dry. One thing that's important to note when you're working with embossing paste, it's really important to clean off your tools as quickly as you can. You don't want it to dry on your stencil because it will become hard and difficult to remove. But it's really easy to remove when it's wet. Just run it under a sink with some warm, maybe soapy water. A lot of times I just use water and it comes right off. All right, on to my next step. I am going to be using this girlfriend stamp set from Casual Friday Stamps. Isn't it adorable? I have been wanting a stamp set that said Sista for about 2 years. And we finally have it in the stamp set, and I'm not using it on today's card, but it is in that stamp set. I'm going to use a sentiment that says no matter what. So I prepped a piece of 3/4 inch basic black cardstock with an embossing buddy to just remove any static, and then I stamped my sentiment in Versamark ink, and now I'm just going to cover that piece with some white embossing powder from Stampin' Up. I will heat set it to melt that white embossing powder, and I just wanted to let you in on a little secret. If you look up at that top left corner, you'll see one of the tag dies that's also in the Stamp of Approval box. I was going to use it. I cut it out of basic black and vellum cardstock, but decided not to use it on this card, but you still get a little sneak peek. The piece that we stenciled earlier with that translucent embossing paste is now dry, and you can see it has almost a wet, shiny look to it. And when paired with these blues and aquas and greens, it really looks like it's kind of under the sea. I just love this color combo. I'm going to adhere this piece with some Tombow Mono multi-glue to my card base. And I like using glue with something like this because it gets a little bit warped. It's been wet. And I just rub it in, and then I'll put a clear block on top of it to just kind of hold it flat as it dries. Now I have some elements here. Showed you that little tag earlier. I also die cut Love Ya. That's in the friendship box. It's another one from Casual Fridays. And it's just the perfect size. I am running this through my Xyron sticker maker. It's one of the easiest ways to get sticky on the back of any die cut. But one of the things that you can run into problems with is sticking to the front. So what I do is I just take a pencil and I outline around the entire sentiment or letters, or anytime I'm using the sticker maker, before I peel off that plastic sheet. And then it tends to not have any adhesive sticking to the front. I have no idea what I was trying to show you here in the video. I think I was just showing you the stencil. I'm going to adhere my 3/4 inch strip of black cardstock down at the bottom of my card. The nice thing about the adhesive from the Xyron is that if I don't press down too hard when I'm positioning it, I can reposition it and move it and get it lined up exactly where I want it to go. Then once I have it in place, I'll just press it down and kind of rub it into the paper a little bit, and it'll stay. I'm going to trim off that little piece of black cardstock that's hanging over the edge and wrap my baker's twine around the bottom of this card, tying it in a little bow, and my card will be done. I had so much fun playing with this box, and I know you will too. When I first got the box and I started playing with the products inside, I had to message Catherine and tell her, I feel like I'm stamping in your stamp room. These fun products just, they just remind me of her and her style. It's classy yet playful, and it was just a blast. I had a blast. So thank you, Catherine, for letting me play along with you guys. Be sure and head on over to my blog if you're not there already and join the blog hop. Leave comments for your chance to win one of these boxes for free. And if you're not already on the wait list, get yourself on the wait list to know when this box goes for sale. It's limited quantities. It's first come, first serve. So if you want the box, you're going to want to hop on over there. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, be sure and click the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, including the rest of the videos from the products in this box, be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss no one. Bye!